Hi, it's Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is about a new tool that came out a couple months ago from Motion Pro. It comes in this nice plastic box. It's a fuel injector cleaner. So any of the four-stroke models that have fuel injection, whether it be a dirt bike or a 690, or this would probably even work on the 990s. You know, dirt is the enemy of fuel injection, and if you get a little dirt in the injector, it gets partially plugged, and then the bike runs very poorly. This is what the injector looks like. This is what the tool looks like. It's I think it's very reasonably priced for the job that it does. It's $149. So it comes with a D-cell battery, but you have to install it, and so I'm going to start there with doing that. There's a little plate here on the side with 4 Allen screws that you have to take off. I think this is a 2mm Allen. I'm not positive on that. And this other one's a 4mm. Anyhow, a little Allen to take these screws off and get into this battery compartment. But the batteries are kind of all over the place in here, and you need to I just take this Allen wrench and I just kind of push them over to one side. Be careful here not to break any of these connectors off, because that will not be a warranty issue if you do. And then you got to tuck the battery into the side and put the cover on. So I'm just going to stick a couple of screws in it for now so we can get this video going. So what that battery is for is this has this pigtail that connects from this cleaning tool to the injector, and the battery sends voltage to that so it can open the injector so that you can clean it properly. You can't clean them if they're not open. So from there, you unscrew these 2 Allen bolts to put the injector in. And these long slots here on both sides are just for the bolts. That's the only purpose of them. I usually just leave one of them backed out most of the way and take the other one completely out. And then put the injector in. And you have to do it both directions. Let's see here. So when you first put it in, it tells you in the instructions to start off by putting this part of the injector in first. This is the spray bar, and there's a big rubber flat washer here. Make sure you've got that in place. And then this is a HYB injector, which is what KTMs use. If you're using this for a different brand, like an ND injector on one of the Japanese bikes, then it might take this other hole. So there's 2 holes here for doing this. It says on the side here, port 1 and port 2, and you determine which one to use by just what hole it fits in. So this side is way too big, this side it fits nice, and be careful with these things because these are just plastic bodies, so don't be cranking on them much. And then this piece where the pigtail connector goes on needs to be towards the outside, towards this flat piece here. And you just put this down to hold it in. And then screw these in. And for you torqueaholics, this is not something that needs to be torqued. It only needs to be finger tight, just enough to compress that rubber washer so that it doesn't leak. I'm tightening it right here, not even with the handle part. It does not need to be tight. Just throw those in there. So from there, you hook up the pigtail. If you have the right one, the right pigtail should just go right on and you'll hear it click. And then you put it in this hole. The other end of the pigtail goes into here. That's the power port. So now it's ready. And when you push this red button, you should be able to hear a click. And that's this opening up. And I held it up to my ear just to You can really hear it when you do that. You can hear the injector opening. So from there, you choose whichever port you're on, and your cleaner goes into this end. And you just loosen this up just a little. Slide the cleaner hose in there. When you go in, it stops right there. There's an O-ring in there, so you have to use some additional pressure and push it past the O-ring. Then tighten this back down, and that just puts pressure on that O-ring and it keeps this locked into place. So now you're ready to clean it. We really needed a paper towel down here, but I don't have one, so we're just going to make a mess. And you hold this button down while you spray. And so this is back flushing. This is going just to clean out the big stuff. All right, so that's really about all you have to do for that direction. Then you've got to reverse this. Jessica, would you get me a couple paper towels, please? Sorry, this is going to take a bit. These are really long screws, so it takes a little bit to get them out. Thank you. I forgot to tell you this instruction sheet that I just got cleaner on. It's got good instructions on how to do this as well. Sorry for blocking the view there. So take this back and then reverse it. Make sure you've got an O-ring on here so it will seal. There should be an O-ring from the factory. But make sure that you've got an O-ring on there so the fluid will seal while you're doing this. And then there's got this cutout right here to give room for this connector. Push it back in. Yeah, it's the same port number 1. Slide that over it. Slide this in. Same thing this direction, just snug it. Finger tight. Have this, make sure that's connected. This is connected. Same procedure here. Go to port 1. Loosen this a little. Push this until you feel contact, and then push it beyond that. Just beyond it. Doesn't have to be all the way buried in there. Just a little ways beyond. Now I'm ready to clean it the other direction. Now in this direction, you can test the spray pattern on it because now it's going the same direction as it would normally spray. The other way was a back flush. So you can see here, see if we can get this in the video here, that you can see the spray pattern. You know, if it doesn't have an even pattern to it, well then you've probably still got a piece of dirt in there. You might have to get more aggressive with cleaning it, or clean it several times both directions. But that's all you gotta do is check your spray pattern, and then you're done basically. Just take it back out, it's ready to install on the bike. It's a very slick tool, very compact, very sturdy, it should last a lifetime. Excellent little carrying case and good instructions, and hopefully this video will be the finishing component for you to get the job done. That's all for now.